certified.
Now, what I want to show you is...
Listen, Dutton, don't give it to me in high mathematics. Tell me plain. Is there a balance in the bank or isn't there? Can we meet the payroll or not?
Well, your account's receivable,
Look,
but...
if I sign the checks, will they be covered?
Just about, but what I'm...
That's all I want to know.
What's the showing off, Jake, huh? You want him to go back to Indiana and talk about his rich friend Jake Goldberg?
Even from you, I have some personal feelings, if you don't mind.
You even had me fooled when I walked in here today and saw all the machines working. I thought you had some new business.
New business? All the operators that are sitting at the machines are making dresses for themselves by special invitation from Mr. Jake Goldberg because Mr. Alexander Abel was expected. Jake, we're partners already 15 years. But this side of your character is a revelation. You were everything, but not a show-off.
Yes. Yes. For Alex, I have to show off. In his eyes, I must be a success, if you must know my reasons. Alex, how long do you expect to be in New York?
I don't know yet, Jake. I've got a lot to do. I'm looking around for new locations.
Did you like the models for Debbie?
She loves them. She looks like a princess. Jake, I'm a new man. Now I have someone to work for, someone to be ambitious for.
For who did I build my business?
This new project of mine, Jake, might be something for you.
Yeah? What is it?
Chain stores.
Chains?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
All in all, I'll have about 20 all over the country.
20? Don't say.
Would you be interested in going into manufacturing, Jake?
Of course we'd be interested.
Well, you'll need a larger place.
We need a larger place anyway. We were in the midst of contemplating a larger place.
That's why. Jake, if you need financial assistance to get started.
Thank you, Alex. We have all the necessary capital. Listen, I may not be the biggest man in the garment industry. I'm not the smallest fry either.
Alex, come and see this dress. I think you'll like it.
Excuse me, Jake.
And where are you going to get the necessary capital?
We'll get it.
Oh, sure, we'll get it.
This is an opportunity that's knocking that will never knock again.
And how are you going to manufacture without capital?
I'll take my last penny.
Your last penny and my last penny will make 2 pennies.
Hey, you have your life insurance policies.
Don't talk to Jake about his life insurance. He'd rather die than touch 1 penny off his policy.
And you?
When I said you, I meant me also.
Men, do you realize what manufacturing for 20 stores means? Only once in a lifetime does such an opportunity come to a man. Men, don't let me hear silence. Because with you or without you, I am plunging. Dutton, what's the value of my life insurance policy?
You want me to look it up?
Yes. Well, Mendel? Mendel.
Well, if you say so, Jake.
I do.
He fell asleep.
Wait, I'll put him on my bed.
I'll take him.
Where did you put the toy you brought for him tonight, Alex?
In the corner.
Sleeping. His mother's working early or late tonight?
I think early. This is some boot toaster you bought for him, Alex. This is one toy that didn't come see a dean and it wasn't sent back.
What's my Debbie doing?
She's helping me with the dishes.
That's good. Let her learn.
She'll learn. Alex, maybe you'd like to swallow a cup, a glass, coffee, sneak snack.
I don't think so, Molly. Thank you.
Molly, tonight is your music appreciation, no?
Oh, I have company, so I'll appreciate next week.
Your deal, Alex.
Uh-huh.
Debbie, how do you like domestic science?
Oh, I don't mind. Not very good at it, though. Never lived in one place long enough to learn.
How is that?
I lived 6 months with my mother, 6 months with my father. When my mother married again, I spent some time with my aunt. When I was 15, I was completely on my own.
15. It's very youthful.
My father was married by then. I don't think I meant very much to either of them. When I was still in high school, I took a part-time job in Alexander's store. I've been there ever since. Alex has been awfully good to me.
Take the door. Somebody. You will.
Hello, it's us.
Mrs. Goldberg, aren't you ready? I will.
Mrs. Goldberg, I'd like to meet Mr. Abel.
So come in.
Spring and winter.
Ma, please.
Please, Bertha.
Alexander, Debbie, I want you to meet my neighbors. This is Mrs. Kramer's mother, and Mrs. Forsey, and Mrs. Kramer.
How do you do?
How do you do? Did Mr. Abel buy tickets for the parents and teachers?
Mrs. Kramer, please.
Mrs. Goldberg, I'm never bashful when it comes to ask for a good cause.
That's responsible citizenship.
We're trying to raise money for new kindergarten equipment.
Something for show and tell?
How do you know about show and tell, Alexander?
Well, William said something about taking his bulldozer to school and show and tell. What does it mean?
It's a new style in the schools.
A child brings something from home and
Yeah, and he gets up and he tells about it and he shows it.
it makes a child talk easy with toys.
Like the president of my lodge. 2 or 4 tickets.
Well, will you take a check?
Oh, thank you. Why not?
Debbie, you tell me how much.
I'll take it, dear.
The slatch is open, Jay.
Oh,
Good evening, Mr. Goldberg.
Fine, thank
Oh, hello, Mrs. Morris.
Hello, Mrs. Morris.
William is snoozing.
I'm glad.
Here's the bull toaster. Mr. Abel bought it for him.
Well, thank you, Mr. Abel. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Mrs. Morris. He's some boy. Oh, here, let me take him.
Night, Mrs. Morris.
Good night.
Look, isn't that wonderful?
Wonderful.
Marvelous. You'll take it to the chairman.
Mrs. Goldberg, you should be the one to have that honor and pleasure.
Yes, Mrs. Goldberg, you should present a check to the chairman in person, yourself.
How can Mrs. Goldberg go to night school tonight? She has company.
Oh, please, why don't you go too, Mrs. Goldberg?
If you would come, I would go.
That's a nice idea. Why don't you go, Debbie?
Our class is only a half a period.
We are discussing the unfinished in B minor.
So come, let's finish it.
Ladies, I'm glad to see you're all so enthusiastic. Tell me, could you follow the themes in that movement? Mrs. Dutton.
Mr. Gordon, I couldn't find the hidden voices in the string section.
Because you weren't listening carefully.
I have that record, and I played it over 7 times. One movement. I was a real detective, Mr. Gordon.
Yes, tell me about it.
Well, in the unfinished Schubert in B minor, which has 2 movements instead of the usual 4...
How is it you're so advanced?
Because it's my second term for the course, that's why.
Students, please. Go on, Mrs. Gettleman.
Oh, yes. So where was I?
You were being a detective,
Oh,
Mom.
yes. I detected that the first movement was used for a popular song.
That's right, Mrs. Gettleman. You're late, Mrs. Goldberg.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to stop off at a laundromat. And I brought along my house guest from the West, Indiana, Miss Deborah Sherman. That's Mr. Gordon, my teacher. And
How do you do?
I want you to meet all my fellow students, one and all. Mr. Gordon, I brought the strudel, but I'm sorry it got a little browner than usual.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Goldberg.
Sit down, Debbie.
Well, class, that's fine. I hope you're all taking advantage of the special rates for students to the stadium concert a week from tonight. If you want tickets, they're down in room 301.
I got mine already. 301 is square.
Now, I'm going to put on a record and see if you can recognize it.
Eroica. Beethoven.
Mother.
The Italian Symphony No. 4 by Brahms.
Wrong.
Right! That is, you were right about the title, Miss Sherman. It was Italian Symphony No. 4 in A. However, the composer was Mendelssohn.
Mendelssohn? Oh, yeah, I knew it like I know myself.
I will now play the second movement from that symphony. Try to pick out one voice. Listen for the string section and shut out all the others if you can. If you can. The instruments fall into 4 groups. Groups or choirs. Program music tells a story. It's subjective, as opposed to music which is created purely for the beauty of the music itself. The composer gives his piece and possibly its separate parts descriptive titles, and also writes out a more or less lengthy explanation of what's in his mind as he writes. The many voices of the orchestra make it a peculiarly eloquent medium for summoning